Mr. Secretary, in Kansas, we have lots of manufacturers, and the aviation and aerospace industry is a significant component of that. That industry has a very positive trade balance, perhaps the best in our country.
Fantastic.
And I wonder how the Department of Commerce is going to act to protect that trade surplus as you have negotiations with other countries for trade agreements. There's a zero tariff provision on aerospace parts and tools. Is that something that you would continue under the 1979 agreement in the aviation aerospace industry? Is that something you will pursue in trying to maintain so that trade balance continues to be such a positive for our nation?
Our nation's aircraft business is, as you correctly say, a fantastic asset of our country, one of the great exports of our country, and we are going to protect it. So we have a 232 in the Commerce Department, but we do expect, as we did with the UK, we negotiated a zero tariff with them, and I would expect if other countries play ball with us, that I would expect that's an offer we make, provided they're buying our aircraft. Remember, in exchange for us doing a zero tariff, I mean, think of Donald Trump. He then gets an agreement by British Airways to buy $10 billion. They were competing with Airbus, and in part of that agreement, they committed to buying Boeing aircraft of $10 billion. That's exactly the way the Trump administration thinks about these kind of negotiations. Make sure it wins for American industry.
You mentioned Section 232 dealing with aircraft and jet engines in particular. The comment period expired, I think, yesterday. What do you expect to occur next?
Well, we expect probably by the end of the month we'll have an analysis and we'll set the standard for aircraft part tariffs. We're going to discuss it with the president. We'll discuss the analysis, and we will take due consideration on what to do. But the key is to protect our industry and make sure those who trade with us treat us fairly. And I think we will use these tools to the betterment of American industry.
In the aircraft and aviation aerospace industry, there are certainly large companies. You mentioned Boeing as a particular player in that field, but that's true in Kansas. We have some large companies who manufacture aircraft and aircraft parts. But there's also a lot of mom and pop manufacturers, small businesses are in that arena. And one of the ways we've been able to help those small manufacturers, aviation and otherwise, is the Hollings Manufacturer Extension Partnership Program that we refer to as MEP. I've heard from manufacturers in Kansas about the importance of that program, and I'm interested in knowing, it doesn't appear that it's going to be funded by what in your budget, or it's not going to be funded by, not going to be requesting funding. How does the department intend to replace the manufacturer's assistance that comes from MEP to make sure that our small manufacturers have the best access to technology and techniques to compete with the larger companies who sometimes dominate manufacturing?
Programs that were set up by the Department of Commerce decades ago to assist in technology for manufacturing tend to be outdated. The new technology is AI-driven, automated. I think we need to re-examine and retool a whole variety of these programs so that we are able to provide the best technological assistance rather than just continuing a program that's decades and decades old. So I'm very focused, and our department is very focused on making sure we're bringing our manufacturers the best tools, and we're examining them, and we will do that. And you know, you have a great plant for Panasonic in Kansas. It's fantastic, and that's exactly the kind of manufacturing we hope to reshore to America.
Thank you. Thank you for knowing about the presence of Panasonic in Kansas and its value to our state and to the country. I'm going to conclude my questions and next turn to Senator Kennedy. But I hope your budget that we will see, I hope in the near future, it shows us the path that you intend to take to make certain that the latest technologies are available to small manufacturers. Senator Kennedy.